guys, my name is Megan and today I have a bunch of books that you should definitely read after you've read Six of Crows. Okay, so many of you have probably already read Six of Crows and you've probably reread it a couple of times. And given that they just announced that Netflix is going to be bringing the Grisha trilogy as well as Six of Crows duology to Netflix sometime soon, I figured I'd give you guys a bunch of books that kind of have that same Six of Crows vibes. Because as much as I love these guys, I cannot continuously reread this book even though I would love to. So, a few books here that I think would be really good things to read after you've read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, because there's just that little spot in your heart, you know, for a gang of characters. So the first book that I'm going to recommend would be Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. This book has like a really cool Six of Crows meets like Bonnie and Clyde and like 1920s Las Vegas kind of. It's such a good book. It's so entertaining. I would say you'd have to get past at least the first couple of chapters just to, you know, like dig into the book itself, because this one does take a little bit of like growing on you, but it is really, really good. And it reminds me so much of Six of Crows. It's ridiculous. It's got the same dark setting. It's got this wonderful cast of characters, and it's got the like gang aspect to it. This one also deals pretty heavily with gambling, just like Six of Crows did for a little bit. But yeah, this one is definitely one that is very reminiscent of Six of Crows. Next up, this one probably won't shock anybody, but it would be A Darker Shade of Magic, just because it's got that same dark setting. It's got a really well-rounded cast of characters that you really like get to care about. It does switch characters every now and then, so you get different points of view. It's got this like really cool like adventure type thing going on, and there's pirates and all sorts of really cool fun stuff in this that reminds me very much of Six of Crows. Okay, so next up I would recommend The Glass Spare. This one is very like Hamlet's inspired and also like fairy tales inspired. It also has a Lion King vibe to it a little bit, and it's a very, very interesting story. It's got a really great well-rounded cast of characters that you just kind of fall in love with. There's a lot of like pirating going on. This one also has a really interesting setting. It's kind of a fantasy meets steampunk meets science fiction kind of. There's very steampunky aspects. There's also alchemy and magic and like pirates, and it's just a really interesting universe. And the storyline is really great too, which this one's a little like lighter than Six of Crows. It's definitely lighter than Six of Crows, I will say. It's not quite as dark and like strange as Six of Crows is. It doesn't quite have the draw that Six of Crows does, but this one, it drew me in, and I would definitely recommend it for reading after Six of Crows if you want like a lighter vibe that's still got some like angsty points in it. And the last book that I'm going to recommend for reading after Six of Crows would be Infinity. This is the first book in the Chronicles of Nick series. This one is more of an urban fantasy. It's set at a high school, and our main character learns, you know, that he's a demon overlord, and there's all sorts of really cool, fun, like supernatural elements, and there's magic, of course, but there's also a really great like core group of friends that just kind of like conglomerate around Nick, and it's just like this really great cast of characters, and there's a lot of shenanigans, like a ton of shenanigans. If you guys like Percy Jackson, this one I would also recommend for reading after that. This one, there's a lot of like background information that's going on. There's like a lot of background stories and a lot of like side plots, and it's just a really interesting overall story, and I think it would be really great to read after Six of Crows. So these are definitely 4 books that I would recommend reading after Six of Crows if you want something that's still kind of got these same vibes. And definitely these all have different vibes, but they all have some of the same elements that I would definitely recommend for reading if you're really, really in love with Six of Crows. So what would you guys recommend for reading after Six of Crows? Let me know down below. If you guys liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notification button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!